Hello and welcome to a first impressions video of Gauntlet, which is the new remake published by Warner Brothers. The developer for this game is Arrowhead Studios. Their biggest game to date before this was the Magica series, or Magica and all of the many DLC, which plays very similarly to what Gauntlet does. And for those not in the know, Gauntlet is a classic arcade game from 1985. And yep, I'm old enough to have played it in the arcade and thrown many coins into that, and it was great. It was basically a 4-player cooperative arcade machine. It used to be great with friends. There was many different ports after the success in the arcade. It went out on Mega Drive, on DS, on NES. There's like an MS-DOS version, Commodore 64, Atari ST, Atari Amiga, ZX Spectrum. I could go on and on. There's pretty much every version, and there's also was re-releases of it in the Midway Arcade Collection, which came out on like PS2 and some later consoles. Yeah, let's just say it's been around a bit. 4-player co-op. You can play single player. The 4-player play each of the classes. You've got a warrior, a Valkyrie, which is like a tank class with a spear and a shield. You got an elf, which is a ranger, and a wizard, which is a magician. Each of the players play totally differently. They've got totally distinctive skills to them. I mean, you can see from my mastery. I mean, I played through the first chapter, or the first chapter, and one part of the second chapter on an elf. I had a little look at each one, as you can see. If I look at my masteries, I've played some of them a little bit. Wizard and Valkyrie a bit more than the warrior, and the elf I played the most because I played for a whole chapter with it. The chapter I played is Crypts of the King, and you see here are some of the masteries I've got are maxed out on this level. What these masteries do, they give you bonuses. If you look at the first mastery here, I've got it maxed. So basically I have to kill 50 monsters with a bomb or sniper shot, and for doing that, the bomb can now be fired as an arrow when used while in aim mode. Now that is pretty cool. I mean, the bomb itself is, as you see when we get into a little bit of gameplay, it's like a bomb. I played it through to the end of chapter 1. I never realised I actually unlocked that to try that, so I definitely got to try that. The other one I'm very close to, close to unlocking Bronze of this, which got to take 15 more damage, and then when you die you turn into a spirit for 3 seconds and revive at 1 HP, and that's pretty damn cool. So each of the, these are like the general masteries for looting, food, dying, and you've got specific masteries for each of the chapters. There are 3 different chapters which are different style of levels. The Crypts of the Sun King is one I've done. Caverns of Magash, I've played through the first part of the level just to see, and you got orcs and spiders, and it's extremely dark. But each one of them has got their own mastery tree for their class. Like the wizard one, basically reducing cooldowns of his different spell classes. He's got like lightning, fire, and ice. The Valkyrie, you got one that's a mastery for your shield, one for your throw, and one for to take less damage. And the warrior, you've obviously got one that's just like a rage, which is give you health back when your energy drops low, for using your abilities like spin, attack, and rush. So it is 4 players, as I said, 4-player multiplayer or co-op. You can play co-op over Steam. You can actually make a party and play co-op over Steam, or you can join a random game, or you can play locally 4-player. So with Steam Big Picture mode, you can actually have this up on a big screen TV and actually play it from the couch. Plug some USB controllers in, and off you go, and it would be pretty cool. But the port has stayed it's very faithful to the original. It's got the same feel. It's just a couple of little changes, which I'll show you when we just jump into a game here. But I'll show you the settings first. I mean, settings are extremely basic. You've got some basic sound settings with sound adjusted for different things. Graphics, you've got basic graphic settings. I've just got everything on high. Classic mode is a very nice touch. And just display, you just choose some basic resolutions. There's not very much custom. So if we just try classic mode for a second, I'll just show you. If you look at the title screen, if I hit classic mode, it kind of blocks it out a bit to make it look a bit more like, a bit more like the classic game from the arcades. You got 4 different modes: easy, normal, hard, and unfair. I was playing it for on easy, on normal. So this is the game lobby. You got the 4 different classes. You can tell by the blocky mode of classic that what it kind of does. It's easy to see that actually in a game. So if I just change it back, the quick join, for instance, as I said, that would just jump into quick play an online game that someone else has started. So the lobby mode. This is the lobby. You can choose which character you want between them. It shows your Steam name, your Steam account, that you're logged into underneath with your player name. The mastery is how much you've actually done. If you look at the elf, I'm up to 19 because I've played that a lot more. The others are a lot less. So I'll go with a warrior. The options here, you got invite your friends, which will bring up a list of your Steam friends, and you can actually choose to pick from the ones you want to invite. It doesn't actually, it doesn't just list the people that have the game. It lists all of your Steam friends. And you can also set your match to public or private. If you start a public lobby, then obviously people can join into your game from sitting on the title screen and hitting random. So this is the lobby. So if you actually wanted to get friends in here, you would invite them from here on this screen, and they would jump in. Last night when I invited one of my buddies, he came in and appeared here as player 2. He was able to choose his character as well. Then when you hit start game, you actually dive into the area. I mean, this character, all I've done is run around a little bit on the very first floor, but on the elf I actually unlocked all of chapter 1 and I started on chapter 2. So as you see here, this is chapter 1 ahead of you, and all 4 doors are open, and the first 2 doors of chapter 2. So even though this toon has not gone through chapter 1, he can still play it. So this is the warrior. I mean, it's simple basic skills. You got left is button is your main attack, right button is a secondary attack, and space is a special attack, which you see down the bottom. You can also attach relics, which onto Q and E. This guy here is a vendor. You can get between levels. You can actually spend your gold. So I've got no gold at the moment, but as you see, the relics do different things. So this boots of, on my elf, I've got boots of Ranadan and freeze ring. So the boots of Ranadan, it basically makes you move faster and attack faster for a short period of time. The ring, which everyone I got, kind of freezes everyone around you for a short period of time. But there are a lot of other effects here. You got taking less damage. You got increased health when you pick up health crystals. Summon gargoyles to fight with you. There's like summon illusions to fight for you. There's one which you kind of let monsters ignore you. But as you notice, each rank gets extra abilities. Some of them are quite decent team ones. I mean, this one here, the loot. Rank 2 actually heals all your heroes for a small amount every 2 seconds. So it's like a running dart for you and your party. And this one here, the golden feather, rank 2, increases the move speed for your party. You also got a loadout here where you can actually buy more cosmetic items. These items do seem to be purely cosmetic. I mean, by default, this is how you start. If you notice, none of the icons actually have stats or anything on them, but they've got prerequisites of doing certain things, and you can see them, see what they look like on you as you hover over them. The 2 down the bottom are what Reaper's Visage and Ascog the Demon Slayer Axe are what I got for pre-ordering the game. So I'm just going to jump in a little bit and just do a little bit of game with the warrior. So this is the warrior. As I said, like basic attack with left button, big attack with the right button. The controls of mouse and keyboard are extremely simple. WSAD moves around and the mouse will attack, and you will attack in the direction of your cursor. So if you click the mouse behind you and hit the button, you will attack behind you. Basically, you go around, you can smash stuff up for chances of gold. You pick up keys to open these doors. You get periods where you actually have things like this. These crypts come up that spawn mobs, and you have to just you have to take them out to stop the mob spawn.
You are no match for me.
You got different mob types. You got this one's like a mage, as you see. If I bunch them all together and we do our special attack, And obviously because it's a warrior, he cleaves. So you just keep spamming a main attack into things, and boom, you know, he attacks them. And of course the gold, because the gold actually is what you buy your relics with, your upgrades, is definitely, you know, good practice to break stuff that you think may have gold in it.
The food was destroyed by the mighty warrior.
And this tune also has a rush attack if you hold shift. So if we jump over here, we'll see. So if I aim it, so you kind of rush in the direction that you're aiming. You get the idea. It's kind of, it's pretty simple. It's a very good look, nice looking graphic style. You get quite a lot of mobs on the screen at once. But this is, you know, this is the very first floor of the very first chapter, so it's not very difficult. It's intended to be quite simple. I mean, you gotta. There's lots of rooms you can actually pick up. I mean, that blue potion you see just there I picked up. I initially did think that those potions were for like restoring health or something like that, but no. The potions are for use for your relics. I mean, I don't have any relics yet. You can see you can hold 5 potions down here. When you actually have the relics that you equip, which are the things I mentioned in the shop, those they use 1 potion to actually, you know, 1 potion each to use those up. So
You create, I destroy.
some of the mobs like that one, they blow up when you shoot them. There's one particular type of mob that really aggravates me, which is this archer. He shoots like these magic type arrows, and they kind of have a never-ending range, and they tend to kind of go through things as well. So I'm going to do one little piece here, and then we'll switch, and we'll just try a different character just to show you the diversity of a couple of the classes.
The crowd goes wild.
And obviously when you die, you've got a limited number of times you can respawn. Like that, we died. You drop all your loot on the floor, and you get a timer ticking down, and you can come back.
Warrior, you live again.
But also around, you find these barrels of TNT around as well, and if you see any walls like this with cracks, you can drop them down and open them. As far as the pickups, I mean, obviously you can see there I've got like 1,224 coins. I mean, you don't actually get to those coins. You don't keep those or end those until you finish. Finishing and get back to the vendor. You normally get back to the vendor at the end of chapters or when it's game over. At which point you can try to spend what you've already got. Up until that point, yeah. If I was to go back to the lobby here, or back to the hub, which is what I'm going to do. They'll be gone. At the end of each time you exit, you see this little level up skill, which shows you the different skills you can level up by certain actions and shows you your progress on them. So if you see there at the top one, I've unlocked bronze, so I have the bronze unlocked already, which gives me 5% chance to find gold in destroyed props. The next level is to destroy 800 props, and you know, I'm 319 out of 500 into the silver, and 800 is the most. And as you see here, I'm back in the hub level, and I'm down to 0. So I don't have any coins because I quit the level rather than exited. So I'm going to go switch to another tune here, and we'll just show you the Valkyrie.
Crypt looks like barracks. These halls are large enough to house entire armies of undead.
So this is the Valkyrie. She has a sword and a shield. Her main attack is attack with a sword like this. Secondary attack is like a charge of a spear. Her special attack here is to throw a sword, and one thing to remember is it throws the sword where your mouse pointer is, which took me a little while to get used to. And shift on this tune, where on the warrior it rushed. On this tune it blocks, so if you hold your shift down, it's like a block attack. I'm not going to worry about picking up too much because obviously I know it's not going to be useful. So this is starting on the second floor of chapter 2. I've got to go into this one because it
Trained warriors
have some
their liege
slightly different mechanics.
You have my respect. That you're in.
I mean, you can use like explosive things like that to take them out. As far as the shield, I mean, look, when someone hits the shield, they kind of bounce off and they take a little bit of damage. So you could use the shield for things like that. Again, you got these TNTs around. When you see a wall like that that's cracked, you just pick it up, plant it near it, then you can go pick up some stuff. Like in here we go. Oh, loads of coins, which would be awesome. Oh, hang on, I'll show you that. If you look up here, this mob just up here that's walking around. I just can't see it. That one this one up top is the archer that I was telling you about that I absolutely hated. Because it's so easy to kind of lose track of that archer, and because it shoots a very, very long distance. Yeah. We're going to go over there so you'll see what I mean. So look, these arrows. But lucky I've got a shield that's so when you use a spear, anything it hits in the way to its target, you're just going to run through them. So if I look here with a couple of them, aim at the one behind, and yeah, we take 2 of them out. But with these weaker enemies, as I said, with the shield is actually quite good because it won't quite fit. Won't quite reach. Yeah, so one thing that when I was actually running around with this tune, I kept forgetting about the shield, because with the lower level of warrior of enemies, if you just hold shield and walk towards them, they hit it, they take a little bit of damage. When they die, I mean, there's no kind of taking damage here. They just die as they hit you, which is pretty great. Well, or they get stunned and they get stunned. I mean, the bigger enemies actually just get knocked back. We'll wait again. We'll wait for this one to hit us. He'll kind of get. Oh, I let up the key. Oh, God damn it. But the shield, when you go to throw the shield, it is like a boomerang.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
But she definitely makes short work of things like that. I'm guessing once you start getting bigger enemies, her sword attack doesn't quite do the same amount of damage as a warrior as far as range is concerned as AoE. So with a warrior, you can stand in a whole bunch of them and just hit them all. With this Valkyrie, you cannot. You kind of the AoE is not huge. But yeah, as you see the shield, you kind of aim the direction you want the shield to go in, and then it will shoot in that direction, seek out enemies that are close, and then come back to you. As you see here, so it just seeked out a whole bunch of enemies. We tried to go through a bunch of them there, but it's pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely a pretty cool mechanic, and it's definitely very different to playing the warrior. Now let me just switch over and try to show a different one quickly. This is the elf, which is like a ranger character. He has a bow. He's like a dwarf with a Scottish accent. One thing to notice, well, the voice acting is pretty cool. The main attack on this one is just a quick shot, which hits one enemy. You can hold it down like this, aim it with a mouse. The secondary attack is a charge shot like this, and it does quite extensive damage. The special is to drop a bomb. And if you noted where one of those skills I unlocked, it said you can actually aim with the bomb if you're in aim mode. So let me try that. So we got the bomb,
like the fancy quarters. Better use my
and you can
fancy
shoot a bomb, and where it hits, that's where it drops. I hadn't noticed that before. And this one actually has relics. If you look beside the space here, I've got the boots and my ring. I can't actually use those until I pick up a potion, but we may be able to pick one up here somewhere. This is just part of floor 3. I was just trying to do something a little bit different with each one. And this is like a little, it's not really a puzzle as such. You just got different areas you got to pick up, you got to go through to unlock the gates. The elf on his shift attack, he's got a dodge. So you hit shift and you got this little dodge, which is definitely useful. And he's very nimble and very fast. You can with this one, obviously, as you can imagine, you can just kite around with the button pushed down and you just slowly attack them. But I can do my charge shot with my bomb. Boom.
A convincing display of superhuman dexterity. I'm impressed, Elf.
We're looking for a potion, so we can try to show you the couple of relics that I picked up. Oh shit. See, now we've got 4 of these guys, including this archer, which I do not like. I'm trying to shoot the magic ones first, but it doesn't really matter because but a bomb actually does take out quite a few of them. I mean, with this tune, the only way to do damage to these crypts is with the bomb, so you gotta just, you just kite around in circles until you kind of make enough hits. You got variant enemy types like the mage one, the archer, and this guy here with a shield. You can actually damage him with a normal attack. You need to stun him with the secondary attack to stagger him, and then you can hit him. I'm definitely liking that the bomb actually attaches to mine. I didn't realise you could do that, because that makes it so much easier killing those crypts. Because some of these levels, and when you've got so many people there, you can actually easily aim without actually running in, because normally you hit the spacebar to use the bomb and it drops it at his feet. This. Which is all cool and all, but
bullseye.
But if you are dropping it at his feet, you've actually got to run through a lot of mobs to get there a lot of the time. So let's check this room because it may have a potion. Aha! Okay, so we got a potion. So the two that I have equipped at the moment, I got Q. You see it lit up there when I got a potion. Q increases my attack speed and makes me run a bit quicker, and E will make me stun and freeze stun enemies. I got it to rank 2, so it will stun enemies on the first hit, second hit, or when they defreeze. Rank 2 makes them frozen. So I'm going to look for a few enemies. I'm going to try to gather up a bunch of them over here. Well, okay, I can't do it over here, but there's I gotta go get this key first. So let's get this key, get the other potion, and we'll show you what I mean. We'll gather up some enemies. And we'll freeze them and show you what I mean. So E to freeze. It kind of freezes them in place, and when they come out of the freeze, they're slowed. And obviously while they're frozen like that, a single hit will kill them. But that uses one potion to do that. The other ability that I said I had was Q, which is make me attack, run and move and attack quicker. So if you look at the speed of our arrows now, they're so much quicker. And it's obviously only for a limited time. It's already ran out. And that obviously uses a potion as well. So the relics you get up, they are pretty cool, and they do give you quite a lot of health, but they're limited on use. So I mean, when I've been playing through this tune, I've been trying to save them as much as I can.
Too easy.
Because you maybe pick up like 3 or 4 potions a level, and been trying to use them for the special places. So I'm going to have one little quick look at the wizard, which I'm having. He's got the biggest learning curve because of his skills. So this is the wizard. So basically, you have 9 abilities or 9 different spells you can use, and you can only to cast the spell you've got active. At the moment, you see my active spell is a fireball. You just hit the left mouse button to activate it. Then you've got 9 different combinations to change that spell. Spells starting with fire spells start with a space. So space is a fireball. Space shift will switch to this one, which is like a teleport. It's like a little teleport that kills everything in its path. Anything it attacks in its path, it'll kill. And then space right button is this one, which is a fire bomb. It's kind of a ranged bomb. You throw it and it kills everything it hits. Or anything it lands, it'll kill. But it's ranged, so you can't do it up close. So quick tap on space, double tap to get this. Now the shift ones are ice. So double tap on shift, you get this ice beam. You just hold it, and it does increase in damage the longer you hold it. And obviously it attacks the thing that's in front of it. It's not AoE, it's single target, and it's quite slow to move, as you see. Shift space is a freeze. This will freeze everything in its place. So everything is placed like that, it'll freeze, just like that relic did on the elf that I just showed you. It just freezes them in place for a few seconds, then you can shatter them or burn them with a big AoE. And the third one is shift right button, which is this one, which is an ice orb. Let me just actually get somewhere where we've got some mobs so I can show you. So this is like a big slow. If I fire it here, it just fires it into an area, and where it lands, it's like a big ring of ice, like a cone of, not like a cone of cold, like I don't remember the name of the effect in WoW. It's a bit like a freezing trap in WoW, or frost trap. When it's used, they walk on it, they slow down. So my tactic so far with this tune, I've been dropping one of those to drop the slow on the floor, then switching to the big nuke which is space right mouse button, and then nuking it in the middle of that, in the middle of those enemies. And before we go find enemies, the third ones are lightning. So double right button click is this one, which puts a protective area around you. It only stays where you are, it doesn't move with you. So if you're totally surrounded by enemies, you can double tap right click quickly. It's got a very slow cooldown, and what it will do is, while you've actually got that up, anyone that tries to hit you will get deflected back and it'll get knocked back. Right click and space will give you this, which is like a lightning shock, which will attack and damage enemies, and right click and shift is a lightning attack, which you have to be close to them to use, but it does chain. So we'll show you a little bit of each of them. So this one actually chains, so you've got to be close to them. So if you actually hit one of them, you see it chains through people that are close. So if I hit this one, it hit like 4 or 5 of them because they were close. Now if we switch to the knockback one I mentioned, you got to be in like melee range, and it just knocks them back. It may take a couple of hits to kill them, like this one, it took a bit of damage off. And the third one, as I said, was the shield. So if I find some more enemies and I'll hit the shield, so you can...
Some nourishment.
So you can see what it does. We can see what happens when the mobs hit me with the shield, I should say. So if we hit the shield, and if you see, they just bounce off. So my tactic, as I said, was to drop an ice bomb. And when it slows them all like this, just keep bombing them until it's off. There, drop another one. And this is the stun, like I showed you. But the big problem here is remembering the different combinations, right? Because you can imagine, there's 9 different combinations of 3 buttons, and in the spur of the moment, when you're getting whacked, you've got to try to remember which one's which.
Destroying that summoning stone should be a top priority.
I'm trying to destroy the stone because that's where the baddies are coming from. One more.
Ha! That's what I think of your feeble attempts, Morak.
So we dump that over there and we'll try to walk them through it. And then you go, BAM! All gone. BAM! We try the lightning one again. This knockback one, but anything that comes close, it just knocks them back. It does a little bit of damage. So if you're in a really bad way, you can use it just to get a little bit of area away from you.
The summoning stone must be destroyed.
So we stick to slow. Well, we got it a bit far away from the crypt. So you get the idea. I mean, this guy's obviously very squishy, being a wizard, and I tend to keep forgetting the different abilities. I would imagine in a party, if you're playing it with a bunch of friends, the guy that's a wizard would definitely have the most fun if you can master the spells. But the one I've mainly just been using this fireball, this fire AoE, this get out. I use every now and again when I remember the combination. I've used the slow here. I don't really use this one, and I very rarely use this ice beam. Lightning ones, I've been using this ball every now and again when I'm totally surrounded. You just drop that ball up just to kind of when they're totally around you, so you get a bit of damage, and you can quickly switch to this one and then move out of the way. Because when you're actually using that one, anyone you actually go through takes the damage. So the wizard is the most difficult to master, but I suspect it will also be the most fun if you can master it. But yeah, that's like a quick overview of the classes. As I was saying, it's a very faithful port. For anyone that did play the original back when it was out, or in the 80s, or on any emulator or system since then, there's definitely very faithful. You'll definitely see a lot of similarities to the original, and it is very worthwhile picking up. It's $20 on Steam, so it's not an expensive game. It's like a budget priced. I mean, pre-orders were $15. There was like 25% off for a period for pre-orders. I got mine with that, but it's $20 now. It's out on Steam, and as far as longevity, I mean, you got 3 chapters here at the moment. Each of them have got 4 floors. Well, each level's got 4 chapters, and each chapter has like 3 to 5 floors. Apart from the last one. The last one on level 1 is just 1, which is a big end of game boss, or end of level boss, which I won't spoil. And there's 12 altogether. I don't know whether or not they'll have DLC or expansion in the future that may add more. I mean, that's potential. If you look at Magicka, which is this dev's previous game of this sort of type, there was a lot of DLC for that added stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of added extra levels. I don't know what they'll do. Maybe they can always expand it out this side. go down here and have some more doors. You know, that would be something I would definitely look forward to seeing in the future. But I would imagine even if you've managed to sit there and play it on your own solo and clear all 12 of these chapters, it would still be fun to go back and play them with a friend. And you can always, you know, you can always upgrade your relics. You need more coins to upgrade everything to full. I mean, this toon, of course, as you see, I have 4,000, but I don't actually have anything equipped because I've not picked any yet. But yeah, I'm going to end this here. Hopefully it's been helpful to someone, and as I said, it is definitely gets my thumbs up as a bard rating of approval. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Come hang out with me on Twitch. Twitch channel will be in the description below too. I'm going to play multiplayer games. Been playing a lot more Star Citizen than anything else lately, but I'm kind of a variety game streamer, so I do play a little bit of everything. And I'll see you guys another time. Bye bye.